Hey Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome to today's readings. Today, just seeing this card first, this card here, and then this one in the middle as our three cards for today. Beautiful souls, today we are asking for very clear guidance from Source, from Spirit, as to how to protect yourself from negative energy. You know, whether this is just the kind of chaotic energy that is floating around that you may be absorbing. Some of you will be highly aware of it. I know you guys are a really sensitive, intuitive bunch of people. So understandably, you're picking up on what is going on around you and in the world. For others, it may be sort of the negativity of lower vibrational events or people around you. But we are asking how you can protect yourself from negative energy, whether this is, as I said, the global energy that's flying around, the sort of chaotic stuff, or indeed things that are happening in the immediacy of your world, or even your own lower vibrational energy. If you find yourself getting locked into a mindset or feelings that are really difficult to handle. So we're just going to ask about protection. This is a set of readings that has been requested by more than one person. So blessings to you. Thank you for asking for this. We'll be really looking at how we can hold this energy for you, and of course aspects of health as well to bring in. So beautiful souls, let's turn over these cards, see what we have. For pile 1 we have the energy and essence of fox. For pile 2 we have the essence and energy of hawk. And for pile 3, we have bear. Wow, stunning, stunning cards to be really working with in this way, actually. So I am super excited to be doing the readings. Now I'm going to draw some runes and some charms as well. And yeah, first of all, I should just say welcome, everybody. Welcome back. If you are returning and you're part of the Moon Magic family here, it's awesome to be connected with all of you. Welcome if you're new. Thank you so much for checking out the readings here. Let's have a check-in with some runes and some charms as well, in case you need a little bit of extra information to guide you in. If you already know which of the readings are speaking to you, you can just check out the timestamps below. They are in the description box below, and they are also in the in a comment. I always post a comment as well, and I always post all the cards I'm using if there's any that you really want to follow through and find out about. Okay, so let's bring in some runes first of all. Okay, actually I've got 3, and it's 1, 2 and 3. That's what I'm hearing. So pile 1, you have Hagalaz. This is actually the rune and energy of disruption. Pile 2, you have Sewello. This is the rune of wholeness. It's the pathway you must follow. And pile 3, you have the blank rune. This is like the, this is a rune, a space of possibility. That this is the possibility that sits, or I would say the infinite possibility that sits in the unknowable future. It's an exciting energy to have. Okay, so those are your runes. I'm just going to put some counters out here just because it's actually much easier to see the charms if you're wanting to focus on them. Let me bring these in for you now. So pile 1. We have a rose, a Tudor rose actually. Okay, that's cool. That's really, really, really cool. Okay, I'm really getting your messages already coming through. How exciting. Okay, pile 2, we have, oh, 2 hearts. Wow, look at that. 2 hearts entwined. Isn't that stunning and gorgeous? That's absolutely beautiful. And then pile 3, we have a hand. Okay, beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful hand. Now, I'm trying to remember, please forgive me, I'm trying to remember this has a very specific meaning in certain cultures, and I know that it is, it's an amazing energy. If you know what this is, and please forgive me, because sometimes when I'm doing the readings, I don't always sort of lock into sort of obviously everything that comes through. And some of you have posted in the comments about this. If you know what this is, could you please post again? I would be truly grateful. Please share it with us, because I do know this has a specific meaning. I mean, I know the energy of it and I can integrate that into the readings, but I do know in more than one different culture, there's quite specific names and meanings for this hand. So do please put them in the readings or in the comments rather for us, because it would be really lovely to have that information shared. Thank you so much ahead of time. You guys are amazing. I love it when you bring in extra information and share that. It's really, it's just the way this community is, So, we're a family, and, you are amazing. So thank you. So, beautiful souls, you have 3 piles. You have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. And I'm going to leave the video running for just a few moments longer to give you that little bit of extra time if you need it. If you find you are drawn to more than one of these readings, that is super cool. Then that means you are probably going to get more than one message. Trust your intuition as always, and I will see you in a moment in the readings. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. So we're asking, how can you protect yourself from negative energy? Now, you have the fox card. Foxes are wily creatures. They are clever. They're also very, very adaptable and very, very flexible. Which with Hagalaz, I think, because this is the rune of disruption, it's got the same sort of energy as Uranus, the Great Awakener, like things can happen suddenly. And foxes are able to adapt. They're very changeable. They're fast on their feet. They're quick thinkers. You have the Tudor Rose. I'm going to draw cards before I say any more. We're asking, how can pile 1 protect themselves from negative energy? And of course, any other information at all that needs to come through for you in this reading. Any information at all. I'm seeing this and this. May we kindly have guidance and information. 2 from this pack, actually. And lastly, there we go, that's your card. What a beautiful energy this card has. These cards have messages on the back. So I'm actually going to read this, I think. I'm just going to dive straight in and read you. Oh my God, look how protected she is. I just have to say this. Look how protected she is with this cloak around her shoulders. And kind of how confident she looks. So this is Legacy, this card number 26, and it comes from the east of the medicine wheel. The east is the gateway of new beginnings. It's interesting, it's also the gateway where we can see. It's where we have higher vision. It's like it's represented by the eagle. We can have that higher vision, and yet an eagle can pinpoint something with precision, and yet at the same time see the bigger picture. Now, this card says the message, lover to lover and parents to child, we unite and live on through the ages, generation upon generation. What will your story be? Remember that you are part of an expansive human family, past, present, future, and all are travelling together on this boat named Earth. Though our journeys may be experienced differently, our destination, our home, is shared. Each journey is intertwined. You are at the beginning of a new cycle within your own story. Your parents have their own separate stories, and all 3 stories were agreed upon, predetermined, but still separate. You have responsibility, an expected path, but expectations can be broken. Your inner child has a chance to reframe inherited pain. Negative genetics wither away in the joy of knowing with higher awareness and in new positive cycles. Okay, I think for starters, I need to say to you that I think if there is disruption around you, or you're kind of waking up to stuff that just isn't okay, you can't kind of live with it anymore, it's not sitting with you, you don't have to continue or go along with it. You are adaptable enough to be able to navigate change. You are observant, alert enough to notice what isn't okay and what is okay, to see what resonates with you. You have the capacity to navigate very, very changeable circumstances. So there's a lot of energy going on around that is quite chaotic. This is global. We're seeing global stuff happening. You have an ability to have a higher view. It's almost like it's very interesting actually, the message that's coming through here, and you'll, if this is resonating with you, you will know this is right, though this could be a message for some but not all. But basically, if you went through challenges as a child, you may, or you lived with uncertainty. I'm just going to put my therapy hat on here for a moment. But if you live with uncertainty, what will have happened is that you will have developed a very, very, very good high alert system. Because if you are in an environment which is unpredictable, you will learn to be on alert because you need to be. Now, that alert system is, in a perfect world, that's not ideal. That's something you've inherited, you've landed in that world. But actually, at a later date, the very same defense system or management mechanism that you learned in order to cope when you were little, this is now going to serve you very, very, very well. It's going to give you skills. And this is about learning to use those skills to your advantage, I suppose, ultimately, to the very best of your ability in ways that support you 1,000%. So whereas as a child, you might have learned that high alert system by default because you had to. Now, if things are uncertain or there's something going on around you that doesn't feel quite right, your alert system is going to be triggered, even if it looks quite nice. And this is where we have the Tudor rose coming in, because a rose looks beautiful, it smells gorgeous. But the Tudor rose is also connected to a part of history where there was a lot of division. It goes back to what was known as the War of the Roses here in the UK. There was a lot of division, and this is where you can sort of tell whether something is, like whether somebody is basically upfront or not. Is someone the real deal or not? Can they be trusted or not? Is what they're saying correct or not? And rather than allowing that negative energy to almost like invade you and collapse you into a position of a child who thinks, I'm stuck with this, I'm back to square one, people aren't trustworthy. This is like really teaching you to honor your systems, if you like, your ability to be on high alert, but retain the adult part of you and make very conscious choices accordingly. This is like literally saying the negative energy you pick up on, yes, it's not okay, but actually the way to protect yourself from it isn't to sort of try and pretend it's not there. It's to rise above it like the eagle in the east. Observe it, notice it, and make conscious choices as to what you are going to do. Be the observer, be the witness self. Don't let the energy overwhelm you. So you don't want to catch it, absorb it. You simply want to notice it, listen to it, and then make very conscious choices. Let's find out what the rest of your cards are saying. You have 7th house relationship. You have Virgo, digest. You have opposition, confrontation. Yeah, there's an energy around you. We've then got the Magician and we've got defiance. Oh, I quite like this, I do. Right, let me move this along. Okay, you don't have to be compliant. Okay, something's not resonating with you. If there seems to be someone who's really holding an opposing view, it doesn't resonate with you, their energy isn't good, okay? You don't have to do battle. The key here with this connection is to think about what you want to do with this relationship. You're not obliged to, you don't have to do battle. Just digest it. Don't be drawn in. Digest it, have the higher view of the eagle and decide what you're then going to do about it. Okay, that's what we're being asked here. Okay. We have, look at this. Could you believe this? Can you believe this? You have another fox, resilience. What have I just been saying about fox energy? Adaptable, resilient, amazing, flexible, observant, canny, and willpower. Whoa, you have the power of the oxen as well to, if necessary, continue to walk the path that is right for you. But you don't have to do it with confrontation here. You don't have to be a bull in the china shop. You can just choose. Actually, you can choose how you navigate this. I love this Magician card because we have a skeleton. And this is like, let me show this to you in case the camera is showing you this more closely for you. So this for me is like, it's almost like the death card. You have the capacity to transform. Look at this, to transform negativity, to see it for what it is. You can choose where you sit with this, okay? You can't change what's going on around you in other people, but you can absolutely choose what you do with it. You're not that child now, and your sensitivity, this is about learning to use your sensitivity in ways that honour and support you. Like you can decide what's yours and what isn't. So if you feel something and you're developing a real aversion to someone, you make some choices. Do you want to put yourself in the direct line of fire with this person, or do you simply choose to go a different route? You're resilient. You're adaptable. You don't have to walk in way. You don't have to meet up with somebody if you think I don't like their energy. It doesn't sit well with me. Then don't do it. Choose. Make a choice. I don't think it has to be confrontational. Let's draw tarot cards. Very, very interesting, because this is really saying, I'm just seeing those two actually here. Use your energy. Use your energy to really, really assist. Use your energy to really assist you in receiving information. Let me just sit with this and really hear what's being said. Yeah, use your capacity to feel, to notice, to observe, literally, especially to feel, that high alert system again. Use this to notice and observe rather than absorb. There's a difference. And to really, really think about what you are going to choose to do in response. Okay, we have the 10 of Cups. We have the 8 of Pentacles. We have the Tower. Yes. We have the Page of Pentacles. And we have the 6 of... Oh, lovely, the 6 of Wands. This is fabulous. Okay, right. Okay. Let me just tune in with these cards or tell you a little bit about where they're sitting in your reading. Right, this is about you absolutely taking charge and choosing to do something differently. So it's like when you feel something, really, really, really making a conscious choice as to what you do with that energy. You're sitting with your absorbency at the moment in a space of actually significant power, but you don't realise it. The reason you have significant power is because you can feel what's going on. Not everybody has that ability. There will be people in the world who feel an energy, but they're kind of oblivious to it, or they're not feeling it, and therefore they're very gullible, they're wide open, they're vulnerable. You have a really, really appropriate alert system. Use it. Use it to your advantage. The key here is about not being overwhelmed. If you find yourself overwhelmed, you're probably moving into sort of child zone where it's how it used to be. Actually, that's, digest it. And this is in connection to anyone. I mean, for some of you, there could be a specific person that you have a gut feeling about. But I think this is actually across the board. This is people and relationships generally. You have the 10 of Cups. Now, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous connection of happiness, of love. I want to say, be discerning and choose to only keep people close to you that resonate with you, particularly emotionally with the cups. With the Eight of Pentacles, whatever comes your way, you can process it. This is a card where you work through something. Whatever energy comes in, you can work with it, you can process it, you can see it for what it is. And you can then choose, rather than the energy coming in and it kind of like knocks you for six. Do you know the stronger the energy, the more you need to just listen and digest it. Not absorb it, own it, notice it, observe it. I mean, literally, even if you write it down. What am I feeling? Write it down. Get still. Notice and observe your physical body. As you digest this energy, where do you feel it? Where's it showing up in your body? Your body will never lie, and your body will absorb the energy of others that are going on around you and stuff that's going on. As it filters through your body, you'll notice where it sits. Is it in the throat? Do you feel choked up? Is this literally something that's hard to swallow? Is it in your gut? Do you have butterflies? In which case, what does that mean? Is it excitement? Is it positive and good? Or is it anxiety? I'm not sure about this person. Is your heart feeling heavy? Do you notice your body language? Are your shoulders slumping when you think about this person or this situation or that conversation? Listen to where is it sitting? Is it weighing heavy with you? Does it give you a headache? Are you finding it hard to focus? Your body will tell you what's happening, okay? And this is because you have this sensitivity. You see, you can use it. You can develop these skills. These are amazing skills to develop, using your body as a receptor, but also knowing that you then put it down. Name it, put it down. It's not mine. I am now seeing it. I'm writing it on a piece of paper. I'm putting it down there. It doesn't belong to me. I'm now observing it. And I'm going to step into a space of empowerment. You can ask your guides, your angels, to just place, a blanket of protection around you. And say, actually, I need some protection here. But really, this is all about you. It's actually about using the energy and not being afraid of it. And that's what being a magician is about. It's about self-mastery. It's about, in the shamanic ways, we don't fear the darkness. We walk straight towards it. We embrace it. There'll be something to learn here. We can, it doesn't mean we put ourselves in stupid situations. We're not going in blindly, but we're not afraid to notice it. This is really important. And you have this ability to observe. You don't have to run into confrontation. You simply need to allow yourself to feel it, then put it down, because you don't want to be carrying it around physically. And then when you put it down, you absolutely process it, decide what you're going to do, and then you sit in a place of profound promise and possibility, because actually the choices and the empowerment sits with you. That's the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is a card of absolute promise, and the Six of Wands is a card of incredible success. I just want to say, look at the ring of Olympic success that surrounds this bird, surrounds this crow. These flames. I see you being very, very protected. Very protected. I'm actually going to show you something. I hope I'm going to digress slightly, but I am going to show you something. I'm going to use my talking stick. I don't have a wand immediately to hand, but I do have a talking stick. If you work with a wand or a talking stick or a crystal or anything, if you hold this in an upright position, okay, then you are in your right hand, always in your right hand actually, you're connecting with source, with spirit. You're connecting with the above worlds and the below worlds. You're bringing source and spirit down, guidance from above, down to our human realms. So this is like a stick of empowerment for those of you who, if you can visualize the Ace of Wands, it's often depicted with a hand holding a wand. It's very phallic. It's very powerful. It's energy. It's using energy. So when you hold this in your right hand, And you can do it with a crystal. You hold it here, or a stick, or a talking stick. I'm going to use this just for the moment. We hold it here as a source of empowerment to get that guidance. When you shift it to the left hand, okay, you can use this to create a circle of energy around you, literally. I mean, I'm just going to spin on my chair. I'm just going to spin around. You're not going to see this for a moment, but it will come back into vision. Circle yourself with the wand, always with your left hand and pointing down. That's creating a ring of protection. You ask for an energy of protection to be placed around you. Your reading is all about receiving energy, holding yourself in a position of empowerment, receiving guidance, then putting it down, and then from that position of protection, deciding what you're then going to do with that energy, with your vision, with your awareness, because you have an incredible guidance system. You may be feeling that guidance system leaves you feeling completely overwhelmed. Let me just tune back into the camera there for you. You may feel that your guidance system leaves you completely overwhelmed. The key is to learn to utilize that. Now, I mean, there's loads and loads of, there's lots of extras that I could do, but now is not the right moment. I mean, this is the sort of stuff we delve into in my tarot course. When we do the deep dive with the cards, there's so much to share in terms of actually how we work with the energy. But this is your reading, actually, and it's really, really clear, pile one. Whenever you feel something that doesn't feel right to you, whenever there is something that rolls into your world, press the pause button, listen to it, allow yourself to feel it, then put it down and be the observer. You don't have to get into confrontation or opposition even within yourself. You are the magician. You can feel the energy, you are adaptable, you are resilient. You can then, with willpower, decide what you're going to do with that energy. And that may be choosing to walk away, that may be choosing to engage in a conversation, it may be choosing, like if you actually bump into somebody on a regular basis and you don't want to, it may be choosing to walk a different way. You may just honour their pathway, but choose your own. This is all about your own empowerment. That is what this reading is all about. Now, I'm going to draw from another tarot pack just to get a little bit more information for you, just to see if we're shown anything around specific situations that you may need help with right now. Let's just follow through with that. So, may we kindly ask for more information for my pile one, please. Okay, we've got all of these cards here coming through. So you have the card of the moon. Okay, now this is suggesting loyalty. So for some of you, there's an issue of loyalty. You're questioning whether somebody is actually genuine or not. You may even, for some of you, have discovered that they're not. And you're now trying to work out how to navigate that. Okay. Listen to your physical response to something. Trust it. Look at that. You've got the Tower card showing up again. You then have the Nine of Wands, which is a card of kind of like it, you know, it's showing you it's a challenge that you're facing. However, what I really love about the energy of the Nine of Wands is that it's not like a set of challenges that's in front of you. It's a challenge. It's like the final challenge. It's almost like the universe saying, okay, so here's a challenge right in front of you. Someone around you, there is, I think, for most of you, okay, it could be a message for some, but not all. But for most of you, there's an issue of whether somebody is trustworthy. Are they going to be loyal or not? Your gut feeling already actually knows. I don't think you'd even be questioning it. If you didn't, you know, you wouldn't. If you're watching this reading and you're thinking, yeah, I know who this is. Well, the fact that you're even questioning it is telling you, you know, listen to this and then step away, digest it. Now, we then have the card of judgment. You do have to make a judgment call here. But this is actually a gift, okay? We have the Page of Cups here. This is a blessing in disguise, okay? Because even though I think this needs to this, you need to know this, basically. So I think there is a situation around you that has perhaps caused you to cause that alert button to be pressed. I think it's to do with loyalty. I think you do kind of know that something is not what it seems with the Tower energy. This isn't going to be challenge after challenge after challenge. I think really this is about you really actually honouring and trusting the fact that your alert system has been raised. You actually do need to listen to it rather than feeling overwhelmed and helpless. Trust what you're being shown and trust what you're feeling. The Judgment card is about you calling the shots, with the Page of Cups moving on to the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is about where we choose to invest our energy. So, you know, this could indicate a working relationship for some of you, but ultimately, you know, it could be, it's somebody in the vicinity of you, because this is home, the immediate connections around you. It could be a working colleague, it could be your home life, somebody at home, it could be somebody in your neighbourhood, but this is somewhere quite close to home with Pentacles here. And what we're seeing here is the fact that you actually are being called in this current situation to choose where you continue to invest your energy or your money or your, you know, and this is about, it doesn't have to be confrontational, but this is about you deciding if it's not resonating with you, if somebody isn't, if that energy isn't resonating with you, then this isn't right for you. Make a decision. You have the right to choose. This is also recognizing with the Page of Cups. Maybe for some of you as well, this is about kind of like you're learning to choose. You're learning that you have the right to trust your emotions. You don't have to justify why you don't want to hang out with someone. You have the right to just not hang out with someone. You know, you have the right to choose. And I think that's quite new to you. I think you have, you know, been somebody who, I just feel you're somebody who wants, I think you want to believe in people. And this is also a residue of childhood. I think you're somebody who wants to believe in the good in everyone, and that's fantastic. But there is also, there's like a realism here, and also a personal choice. And it's not a realism with judgment, okay, even though you have the Judgment card. It's a realism of assessment. Do you want to keep having someone in your life who constantly keeps you on your toes, where you're moving around every second and you're always on high alert and you've always got to be on the lookout for something that might be happening next? Or would you just prefer to invest elsewhere? You know, these are the choices that are being shown here. And what you're learning is self-mastery through the use of your own sensitivity, actually, and learning to hone that sensitivity, so that it becomes a key skill, a life skill. And you can do that through understanding willpower, putting the brakes on, not being bowled over by something, but knowing that the greater the strength of emotion, the more you need to listen to it and really observe. Wowza. Okay, pile one. This is your reading. War of the Roses. It doesn't have to be a conflict. Just trust what you feel. Okay. Pile one, this is your reading. I am sending you all the love in the world. Thank you for being here. I'm really honoured and thrilled that you are here. I'm truly honoured and thrilled that you are connected, you know, and choosing these readings. Thank you, all of you, for commenting, sharing, liking. Thank you to those of you who give back through the super thanks in the comments, and to those of you who've been making donations, and also to those of you who are connected to, adding additional funds, really here, investing your funds in our beautiful community here through the membership in YouTube and also through Patreon. I want to say the hugest thank you to you, and the hugest thank you to absolutely all of you for being here. You know, we are a community online here now, and it is such an honour to read for you. So thank you so much. Tons and tons of love. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. Now, we're asking about how to protect yourself from lower vibrational energy. You have Hawk energy here and Swallow and 2 hearts. I'm very, very curious. I'm not going to say anything just yet. Now, this card is definitely showing itself for you straight away. And this one. Your cards are very responsive. Look at that. Like, they're just like, here I am. I love it when that happens in a reading. Absolutely love it. What else are we going to be given? Gifted 2 cards, very readily available for you. How delightful. How delightful. And this one too, I'm seeing. It was actually, I'm just going to do that again. Make sure we get that correct. Yeah, there it is. There's your card with no holds barred. Your cards are very responsive. Now, these cards have messages on the back, and I'm going to try and, wow, okay. I'm actually going with the one that's shown itself. Do you know, I don't think this card has actually ever revealed itself within a reading here on YouTube. So this is its first public appearance in the Moon Magic, on the Moon Magic channel. Let me read what is on the reverse of this card. Look at this beautiful butterfly shape that almost also looks like angel wings here, and a butterfly on the pipe. Okay, this card is card number 3, Harmony. This is the south entry point of the medicine wheel. And the card is music, harmony, music, the creation. Sound such as the Big Bang is simply the movement of air, equivalent to breathing, an act of giving life. Creation, a handmade flute, a rattle with crystals, a sacred pipe and drum, nature's voice expressed through human instruments. Music rings the bells in your heart. It opens you to movement and joy. You are in transformation through creativity. Find the secret of meditation and inner harmony by being in an alert stillness. How interesting. And I love that. An alert stillness. Especially with the Hawk energy. This is about being very present. You are in transformation through creativity. Okay, what else do we have showing up here in your reading? We have structure, Saturn, which is very present in the current astrological energy. You have relationship, where we have the 2 hearts as well here. And you have opposition, confrontation. Interesting, this card came out in pile 1. So if you were drawn to pile 1, there may well be a message there for you. We then have union. And we then have learn the truth. Okay. Right, this is quite specific. Okay. We then have the hunter and protection. Okay, right. What I'm seeing in your reading to do with low vibrational energies, it's interesting. I feel like these readings are almost tackling different elements of the way in which we can pick up on or receive lower vibrational energy. And actually in pile 1, quite a specific circumstance at the end of it, actually, with a sort of a following through in the reading. I think what we're being shown here, my lovely pile 2, is your ability to enhance your capacity to almost like to hear the vibration of somebody. This is about your protection is not to be sort of sitting in a safe zone, or to try and remove yourself from a circumstance. Your protection is to get very, very, very still and listen to the vibration of the people around you. Now with Saturn, structure, 7th house relationship, confrontation. Sometimes people are not what they appear to be. Okay, sometimes people will say something and it sounds really good, but it's not backed up. It's a bit like when someone says sorry, but then they do it again. This is actually asking you to listen to, but it's very specific. Listen to your connection with somebody. Listen to your relationship with someone. Listen to the way your energy meets. And be an observer of the resonance of them, literally the vibration. Some of you may be very clairaudient. Some of you may literally almost, I think, have the ability to hear the vibration of somebody else. If you think of a hunter, the energy of a hunter, what does a hunter do? They're very present. They're really, really, really still. But they're not still in a sort of a going to sleep relaxed way. They're still in an alert way. So they're listening. They're listening to everything that's going on around them. They're listening for sounds. When a hunter is in that high alert space, they're really listening for tiny little, like a crack of a twig or so your protection from negative energy is actually to listen, is almost to sharpen and highlight your listening skills, and particularly within relationships. So this is to do with honing your skills, and being very, very aware of the way other people feel in their vibration. So you really are seeing, you're seeing the truth, you're learning the truth. There may even be a circumstance around you at this present time, given the nature of this reading, where perhaps somebody isn't being completely honest around you. I don't know whether that is the case. I'll ask about that in a moment. The rain stick going off in the background. Please bear with me. I'm just going to turn, that's my phone, and isn't that interesting? It's the sound. A sound has come through. Usually when I'm doing a reading, I turn the sound down so that it doesn't intrude in my readings. And actually, we're hearing that sound. Okay, that's a very gentle sound. I've put onto my phone a very nice gentle sound, a rain stick, so I can hear it. But actually, without it being too invasive. But isn't it interesting that it is a sound that's entered this reading? Bear with me while I switch the sound down, then I will be, I'm going to pause and be right with you. Okay, I'm back now. Let's draw some tarot cards. First of all, just around finding out about how to protect, and then I will ask about anything in your current situation that we need to look at this moment in time. So, may I please ask about just how to protect your energy, and more information and guidance about this listening, about being aware of sound, particularly sound and vibration. I'm also, do you know what's just coming through as well is one of the Clan Moon Mothers. It's interesting, these are Jamie Sam's cards, and Jamie Sam's wrote about the Clan Moon Mothers, and there is a particular moon month, and the moon month is Listening Woman. And, the energy of Listening Woman is very much about listening with everything that you are, which I really relate to as a therapist. We're not just listening to what is said, we're listening to what is not said. What's absent in a communication, what isn't being said. As a therapist, if someone, for example, is talking about their family, but there's one person that is sort of almost like noticeable by their absence. Why is that? That's telling us something. So listening to what is said, also listening to what is not said. That's what's coming through here. Really sharpening your listening skills. Being the witness self. We have the King of Swords, and look at that. You have Saturn showing up. Okay. Very, very interesting. Structure, Saturn. Structure and boundaries. We have the Six of Cups. We have the Four of Swords. We have the Two of Swords. Okay, we then have the Nine of Cups. We have two other cards here. We have Judgment and the King of Cups. Okay. Right. I think this is actually also referring to something that's going on around you, my lovely pile too. So With the King of Swords and the King of Cups, we are now in the territory of the mind and also of emotions. I think this is a combination here with these two kings of what I would call how to use your listening skills to your very best advantage. Because with the power of the mind, you can really, really notice and observe and consciously process what is being said. Or with the King of Cups, with emotions, you can listen to how something feels. You know, it's like when someone says something, but it doesn't feel right. And there's something going on around this here, which is really, really interesting. You're being asked also to not be afraid to kind of, it's not about making a judgment, but to make an assessment. You know, the judgment card in its higher vibration, you know, judgment, if it is just random, you know, judging someone, is not nice. But if this is judgment as in, you know, being discerning, you are definitely being called to assess more accurately. You know, I'm going to say, it doesn't mean lose your genuineness, but also be more vigilant around assessing people. Don't necessarily take everybody on face value first time. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't take people on face value. It's a lovely quality. But in terms of the overall energetics of transformation in all relationships, this is saying, actually, trust is something that should be earned. So allow someone to demonstrate that their words are congruent, or that their actions are congruent with their words, so that rather than someone saying something and you think, oh, what a lovely person, actually take your time. We've got the Four of Swords. Take your time to observe whether actions are congruent with the words that are being said. Is this being followed through? Take your time with the Four of Swords. Take your time so that you can be discerning. And listen with both your mind and your heart. Listen with, you know, what you are logically being shown, but also listen to how someone feels as well. Now, with the Six of Cups, I mean, this is a card of nostalgia. It's a card where we often reflect back, actually. Now, this card, I think maybe, I feel like I've very much got my therapy hat on actually today, but this card may be indicating something. For some of you, there is a blind spot in terms of what you see and what you listen to. Like, for example, if you grew up, I'll just say a little bit about it, which I hope is okay for you guys, but sometimes we have it's what I would call a blind spot. If you grew up in a circumstance that was where let's say people weren't or didn't always behave in a congruent manner, or but that was the norm for you because that's the world you grew up in. Whereas one person, let's say there was what we might call unacceptable behaviour taking place, you almost have it's like you're acclimatised to it. And it's almost as though sometimes things have to get really, really, really bad before someone will draw a line and say, actually, that's not okay. Because people always behave badly. So it's almost like there's a level or a tolerance of things that aren't quite okay because that was the norm for you. Now, I'm not saying this is for all of you, but I think that there are various ways that we can create blind spots. That's one of them, and we can then find ourselves in relationships that are not really okay, but it's like it's familiar. And also the part of us that has always hoped that people would be good is still holding on to that part. it's very much a childhood thing, hoping that, everything would come right, and therefore sort of being drawn into relationships with people, still hoping that things will be put right. And it's almost like trying to fix something in future relationships, and it can create a blind spot to people who maybe aren't behaving particularly well, but because they say sorry, and that's what the child part of you might want, there's a greater desire to accept it, whereas somebody else would just say, kind of on your bike, that's not acceptable, I'm not having that in my life, whereas you might be more forgiving of it and still trying to sort of work it through. It's like trying to fix something in later life that went wrong in earlier life. So most of us have blind spots somewhere. It will connect to childhood. I mean, that's just one way in which this can sort of manifest. In other ways, sometimes we can be taken in by somebody who appears to be, very, very giving and very generous, but maybe, they've got there's an ulterior motive. For example, something isn't being said. It's a bit like when somebody seems to be just so kind and so caring and so giving, but actually later on they call it in. It's like, and there's an expectation that you will then, well, I gave you that, so you have to give me this. And you think, but they never told you that in the first place. So you accepted something that you thought was lovely, but actually it had an agenda attached to it, but you didn't know there was an agenda attached to it. And suddenly you find yourself torn, between sort of almost like feeling guilty if you don't give them what they want, but you never knew that in the first place. So again, something wasn't really being offered up front. Something, it looked good on the tin. Or someone looked good on the tin, or you genuinely thought this person's so generous, and then there was an ulterior motive. So there's lots of ways in which, as I said, we can develop blind spots. We simply didn't see something coming, and then because you're a good and caring, giving person, you feel obliged to go and do something or give something back that you wouldn't otherwise have wanted to do, but it wasn't up front. So your whole reading is very much about asking you to be alert in a very still and present and calm way, so that you can actually see what isn't being shown to you, what's not apparent, what is not immediately available. And this is your solution. Here we have the Nine of Cups, with this crow sitting on the top of this amazing pile of wonderfulness. The Nine of Cups is a commitment card as well. Sometimes it can indicate like an engagement or a marriage. So this is sort of saying, in all your relationships, develop discernment. Listen to how someone feels. Listen to what is being said and what is not being said. Listen to whether what they're saying feels right. Listen to whether their actions are in alignment with what's being said. Is there congruence here? Does this look good on the tin, or does it actually deliver? That's what you're being asked in all your relationships. And this is how to protect yourself from negative energy. And here you have that wonderful sword of protection. I am now going to draw some extra cards and ask if there is anything specific going on in your world where additional information might be needed. May we kindly ask about additional information, please? Okay, here we go. Okay. May we kindly ask about anything current or additional information that may be needed for my pile twos, please? Okay, we have... Okay, so this is the card of the... we've got 11 here. How interesting. So this is the card of justice, actually. Yeah, I was just thinking, what's the card of 11? It's the card of justice. Okay. And how interesting. You've now got judgment and justice and temperance. Okay, so with these two cards together, with justice and temperance, you are really being asked to weigh things up. But weigh things up in a way that is fair. Take a balanced approach, but allow yourself to be discerning. Allow yourself to assess. big time. I think this is all about honing your assessment skills. That's what a hunter does. A hunter is assessing every step of the way. They're moving quietly, stealthily almost, because they are observing, they're noticing, they're listening. Every sense, every sensory experience, every vibration is being picked up on. Okay. We also have the Seven of Cups. We have the Fool. Okay. We then have the Knight of Swords. And we have the Eight of Cups. So we're asking in these cards about a current situation. Okay. Because we have the Eight of Cups here and the Knight of Swords and the Fool with this dog as well. I mean, this connects to loyalty. I do actually think that there is a situation around you immediately, right here and right now, where you are needing to weigh something up. It connects to someone. It's a relationship. Relationship is coming through here. Union, relationship. Saturn as well is coming through. Now, Saturn is an energy of structure, but Saturn also represents Father Time and the Lord of Karma. I think that, and we have confrontation here, I think that there is an actual connection with someone. Now, whether this is an intimate relationship, a friendship, a colleague, there's definitely a relationship with someone where you are currently weighing up whether or not to believe them or not, whether or not they are real, whether or not Saturn is about realness, solidness, structure. Is this person for real? Is coming through here. Okay. Now, you are being asked here to really weigh up your choices. It may be that they're also possibly a little bit dominant. There could be a contract with this card as well, with Justice. Sometimes this can indicate legal matters. So you could be negotiating a contract. Your reading is asking you to really, really honour your own choices here and act upon the way that you feel. Okay, this is what we're being shown. And I think there is an opportunity. I mean, the Fool is a card where we take a risk. I think you are being asked, I'm going to draw more cards around this. Let's follow this through, because I'm not sure. Are you being asked not to take a risk? Or are you taking a risk and moving away from something? I am seeing you sever some ties potentially. The Knight of Swords is a very decisive energy. He kind of cuts through the crap. And the Eight of Cups is a card where we walk away from something. We leave something behind. And it's interesting because the mythology of this card also does connect to making choices and to marriage, actually, to a marriage and to making choices. Now, I think you are in a place where you are looking. It could even be that you're looking at whether to invest in something with the Seven of Cups. And so, or to commit to something, you've definitely got choices around you. There could be something where it feels like you're taking a risk. I'm just going to get some more cards around the Fool here and find out a little bit more information for you. May we kindly ask about the Fool card, please? Okay, we've got the Nine of Cups here. Now, the Nine of Cups is a card, and it's interesting because you've got the Nine of Cups here as well. I want to say with the Nine of Cups, I want to say look after your own interests here, actually. And the Nine of Cups is a card of success. I mean, look at the abundance here. So, how interesting. I'm going to say that there is a situation around you where I think it feels like you would be, maybe you have a choice in front of you and it feels like it is a bit risky. Maybe it connects to loyalty in some way for some of you. I do think that there is a need to make a decision quite quickly. It's possible that you're actually leaving something behind and moving to something new. I think that's what we're being shown here, and maybe that's where this decision is. Do you leave one thing or one circumstance, and do you take a risk and move to the new? You're definitely leaving something behind, and maybe you're sitting in a place where you're actually not sure. You could be moving to a new, you could actually be moving to a new stage of a relationship, or some of you could even be moving to a new relationship, a committed relationship, a commitment, a marriage, a connection. Interestingly enough, with the Eight of Cups, I'll draw more cards around this as well. I do feel with the 9 here that this is suggesting that taking a risk is kind of that the current situation you're in is worth taking the risk. I think you leave something behind in doing it. However, your whole reading is really saying the way to navigate this, and the way to navigate lower vibrational energy, is to listen. Listen with your heart, listen with your head. Give yourself your entitlement to make choices and decisions. Let's get more cards around this. Okay, so we've got the Eight of Swords. How interesting. Let's just see how this pans out. How does this pan out? Okay, you've got the Hermit card coming through. Right, I think the current situation you're in feels like you're stepping into the unknown. There's a risk involved, there's a choice in front of you, and I think it feels for you as if it's quite risky. Maybe it's committing to a contract or committing to a relationship, or, even taking the risk if you have been, there's nothing here that says it is an intimate relationship, but it could be for some of you, if you've been brokenhearted, it's taking a risk. Can you dare to trust? If this is a contract that you're signing, can you trust that this contract will be for real? Because we have legal issues. And this seems to be suggesting that, stepping into the unknown, you'll be guided through this. Let me ask about the Eight of Cups. I'm really curious, because I feel like I'm seeing almost two sides of a coin here. We've got the Queen of Cups showing up here. How interesting. And then we have the Ten of Cups. Okay. Right. I think what you're leaving behind here with the Eight of Swords are fears. Whenever we step into anything new, we don't know how it's going to work out. I think you are in the early stages of something. Either something is a brand new beginning, or you're in the very early stages of something. And I think there's an opportunity to commit. And I think there is something going on around you here about, there's fears, because I think you have previously taken people on face value. I think that there is a fear about, what if I end up in a situation where I'm with somebody who's really toxic again, or I've walked hook, line and sinker into another situation where I'm with a group of toxic people, or, the contract isn't what it said it was going to be. Now, look at the details of anything that you're getting involved in. That's the key here. Don't take it on face value, but own your right and entitlement to do that. The circumstance around you, as far as I can see, is suggesting that you're worrying more than you need to. This is guided, and you will be able to leave behind these thinking patterns. I think basically there's fear around you, because in the past, hence the nostalgia, I think in the past you genuinely have had the wool pulled over your eyes. I think you genuinely have met people who've taken advantage of you. And there's now fear about moving forwards. And this reading is really saying to you, it's got a lovely, delightfully warm and gorgeously supportive energy. This reading is saying, look, you can develop your discernment. You can listen carefully, observe, notice, listen to the vibration of people. And this is going to tell you, learn the truth. Don't take people on face value. Trust is something that's earned. But your fears, because of what's happened in the past, should not stop you from ever taking a risk or trusting anyone ever again. Otherwise, you're going to live in isolation. So I think there is something in front of you that, with the Ten of Cups here, and the Queen of Cups. This would suggest that this is actually what you're leaving behind is the negative, and you're moving to something really delightfully positive. The key here to manage your anxiety or fears is actually to really develop your listening skills and know through and through that you have the absolute right and entitlement to make choices at every step of the way to develop your discernment. So pile 2, this is your reading, and it's interesting because I wondered about Sewello. This is the path you must follow. It indicates often that there is an opening for you, a particular pathway, and that is the right pathway for you to proceed with. So, yeah, this is looking as though there is a circumstance around you and it is really worthy of pursuing. And it may even help you to get over those deep-seated fears of patterns or, finding the wool pulled over your eyes again, actually. But also really honouring your right and entitlement to listen and to honour the fact that trust is something that's earned, and you have the right to expect people's actions to be congruent with their words, and for people to be consistent and back up what they're doing or what they say with their actions. And I'm so sorry, because what does come through in this reading is that you have had experiences in the past where people haven't. They haven't delivered, they haven't been reliable, or indeed they have said one thing but done something else, or said something and there was an agenda attached to it. There's been some stuff historically that wasn't okay. This is like a rewrite of that, actually. And right in the middle is your own sovereignty, your own empowerment through your capacity to listen and to know that you have the right and entitlement to be discerning. Wow, this is your reading pile 2. Beautiful souls, I'm sending you the biggest hug ever. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you all of you who comment and share your stories. Thank you to those of you who give back through the super thanks in the comments, and to all of you also who have been making donations, and also those of you who donate through being a member here in the YouTube community, and also being a member on Patreon. It's where I put my extended readings. Beautiful souls, tons and tons of love. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you all for being here. And if you're new and you'd like to subscribe to make sure you never miss a reading, welcome to the Moon Magic Tarot community. Don't forget to check out the All Zodiac Sign readings as well on my other channel. And yeah, just tons and tons and tons of love to you, my beautiful souls. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. Beautiful souls, in between this reading, drawing the cards and the charms and the runes, I actually looked this up. It's the Hamza hand. And interestingly enough, it is actually sometimes a symbol of protection, a talisman of protection. So we are asking about how to protect yourself from negative energy. So that's really, really fascinating that this has shown up in this reading. I know some of you will know even more about it. So thank you to all of you. If you're able to comment, that's amazing. Now let's draw cards and find out, how may my pile 3 protect themselves from negative energy? How can my pile 3 protect themselves from negative energy? Okay. How can my pile 3 protect themselves from negative energy? Maybe there's your card. Look at the hands. Look at the hands being put up like this. Whoa. You've got a hand and you have 2 really big hands being put up here. It's like they're kind of saying no almost, or even pushing off a wall of energy. So this is card number 16, Vision. Heaven is where you find it, and this is the north point on the medicine wheel. The question is no longer how did we get here and why, but where do we go and how? We are placed on the path of life to experience, interact with, and be challenged by its dangers. Paradise is not a place, but a state of mind. We must heed the advice to stop and smell the roses. For it is possible that in our fervour to search for the elusive, we sacrifice our Garden of Eden for one tree. It is not so much in what you see, but the way in which you see it. Are you flying above your life, unaware of your true reality? The feathers you hold are not your own. They are a gift that must be returned one day. Like the dream catcher and the medicine wheel, they hold change. New colours become brilliant and luminous as you journey, and you wear the feathers of distinction, the mark of a seasoned, soulful traveller. Your hands reach out to hold back illusion. Heaven is before you. Your dreams are coming true. Wow, how interesting, because Bear is about, Bear is about the west point of the medicine wheel, but it's an introspective energy. It's an energy of also understanding and recognizing our perceptions. So there's something here about your perception of things. How to and look at this. Retrograde review. This is so clear. South Node, the past. We have Taurus, cultivate. I love the way the cards come through. We have the Magician and we have Defiance. I think these cards came out in pile 1 if I remember rightly. Let me move these all along for you. How very, very interesting. Okay, Defiance. Magician. The Magician is a card of manifestation, of alchemy, can also be a bit of a trickster energy as well. Okay, I think you are being asked, in terms of your protection from negative energy, to be walking your life walk kind of slowly enough. It's like it's about being present, being very present, but that's a better word than slow. Being present enough to be able to notice and observe everything that's going on around you. It is almost as though if you're too fixed on one goal, that you could miss what is being shown to you. You could miss, and indeed it may even be that there is protection around you, but you don't see it. You could be being guided and being shown, for example, you could be being shown retrograde energy. It's very interesting. Retrograde energy often takes us in a different direction. I always say when we get to, let's say, a Mercury retrograde period, if I'm doing some readings or something, I always kind of say, remember that if Mercury in retrograde, the energy actually, if there's a delay, trust that it's providential. It may be that if there's a diversion on your route, we can sit and just be so frustrated because it's not taking us in the direction. We're not going to get from A to B as quickly as we wanted to, and it can feel like a really big disruption. But actually, if you cultivate your ability to see everything as being a sign, a signal, something that is being shown to you. The bear is very, very introspective. Bears go into the cave to hibernate. They enter the dream time. They're being shown things. And I think if you are cultivating a way of living where you are, and a perception and an attitude where you know that everything you're being shown, every delay, every diversion is actually important. For example, you could be diverted, and that diversion, is taking you on a different path where something else will be shown to you, or indeed it could be taking you on a path where you're being protected because the path that you were on, there was going to be a problem on that road. So you're being asked here to be very, very present to what you're being shown. I think Spirit wishes to show you and help you, allow yourself to be guided, basically. And isn't it interesting, your last two cards, we have mindfulness, which is all about being completely present to everything that's being shown to you, recognizing that everything around you is actually a gift, even if it feels like an interruption. We then have karmic justice. Yes. Okay, so this is almost as though you could, especially with the South Node. This is interesting. Karmic justice and the South Node. What are you being shown in order to do something differently. Let's get your tarot cards out as well, find out more for you. Maybe kindly ask for tarot cards to find out more for my beautiful pile threes, please. I'm going to take those for you first. We can draw more. So you have the card of strength. This is interesting. Look at the way this crow has tamed the energy of the lion. And it's very interesting. If I remember rightly, in the book that comes with these cards, the crow has not tamed the lion through dominance. It's tamed the lion through mastery, which is what the magician card is about. And with this particular magician card, we kind of see a skull and these black shadows. I feel there is something maybe that connects to your past or even a past life where you could be carrying something that drives you. It's a real driver to succeed or to achieve. I mean, for example, if you had in a previous life lived in a world where lots of things have been taken from you, or even in this lifetimes, things have been taken from you, then you could be on a real driver to succeed or to generate. You could be a perfectionist. You could feel like everything has to be done in a particular way, and somehow as if you're at fault if it doesn't, doesn't work that way. You're being asked to really address this kind of pattern. Your protection is to be present enough to be guided. What you need will be shown to you here. We have the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah. We then have the 4 of Swords. So this is about being present. And I feel with the 8 of Pentacles, this is about working through something. Again, karmic justice, processing something. I think there may be something in you that is possibly reactive, especially with Taurus. This card is Taurus and the energy is about cultivating something. But the Taurus energy, if we're too reactive, is like a bull in a china shop, or we move too quickly. We respond too fast before we've actually stopped to evaluate, to review. Now, the Knight of Wands is a very fast-moving energy. And the Ace of Swords is pretty decisive. We then have the World card. Okay, let me just... Yeah, look at this. Look at this. We have the World card, followed by the 8 of Wands. I feel that you are someone... Excuse me, beautiful little talking stick, knocking you there. I feel that you are someone who can act quite hastily. And I think what we're being shown here, there's nothing wrong with that. I also want to say, okay, for some of you it could be tangled in defences from the past. In others, it just could be a passion for your work, a passion for what you do. You want to make stuff happen. It's like, you're a magician, you're a manifester, you want to do stuff. There could be a pattern in some of you where there is a defiance as well, as in... it's a bit like if someone says you can't do that, you're like, I can, I'll show you. But it means that instead of reflecting on what's happening and being discerning and deciding whether or not somebody is trying to block you just because they can, or whether actually this is a sensible block, like what's the thing that is stopping you from moving ahead isn't because what you want to do is wrong. It's maybe that you need to course correct or tweak or evaluate before moving forwards. There's something here about learning to cultivate the way in which you navigate life. And this is going to protect you from negativity. It's going to protect you from the negative consequences of your actions, because it's like developing foresight. Hindsight is a wonderful thing because it means after the event we review and evaluate, and it means we don't make the same mistakes again. Foresight is being able to apply the learning from our hindsight so that we actually, not only do we not make the same mistake again, but we're ahead of the game. But you've kind of got to be still enough and present enough and non-reactive to be able to be in that zone of energy. The Four of Swords is a really reflective, meditative card. You may have to work at this a little bit with the Eight of Pentacles. But I think this is a reading that says this is about self-mastery and stepping into your own empowerment and your own sovereignty. It's almost and being in relationship with source, with spirit, in a way that means that you can take actions, you can move things forwards, and things will move forwards or probably more quickly than they currently do. Things will probably move forwards and escalate and grow and expand far more quickly than they currently do if you start to take your time and you methodically review and cultivate things, so that then as you do take the steps forwards on your manifestations, it's like you're planning ahead. You're always one step of the game, but you're not one step of the game ahead of over yourself because you're in a rush. You are ahead of yourself because you have reflected, considered and contemplated how you're going to move things forwards. That's what we're seeing. I'm going to draw additional cards. This has emerged in the other readings to see if there's anything immediately around you where this kind of pattern is playing out and whether there is more guidance for you around handling this in the immediacy of now. Okay, I'm seeing all of those. Isn't it funny how they rushed out? And we're talking about not rushing, slowing down a bit here. Okay, we have the card of the World showing up again. Okay. Now this is about completions. I wonder if you're always rushing to complete things and you don't stop and smell the roses. You know, when you finish something and you move straight on to the next, it's like, I've finished this project, I'm on to the next one. Stop, evaluate, smell the roses, love what you have achieved so far. Yeah, I think you are in a rush to finish things. We have the Nine of Pentacles. This is a card of great satisfaction. Great satisfaction. And I feel that you're being asked to treasure, literally treasure the moment, treasure your achievements. I think you're quite a successful person in your own right, actually. You know, whatever success means for you. And this is a reading that is saying, stop and smell the roses. Okay. We then have the Five of Pentacles. We have the five, how interesting, you've got two fives. The Five of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. You have the Fool. You have the Six of Cups. You have the Hermit. And you have the King of Pentacles. Okay. Let's just move these along a little bit. I think that's pretty cool. Wow. Okay. So, I think there is something around you at the moment that has the potential to be extremely successful with the King of Wands. Don't be in a rush. If you are fearful of negativity coming in, or of there being a vulnerability around your project or your whatever it is you are currently working on manifesting. You may even be concerned that you have people working for you or connected to you that may not be perhaps entirely upfront. Yeah, there's definitely an energy around you where you have felt there's a lack of trustworthiness going on, or you feel that for some of you, there are financial challenges, and it's the challenges that are driving you to almost act more and more and more quickly. Now, however these challenges are arriving, whether they are financial or whether they are through the actions of people, I think you're being asked with the Fool card to take a different approach. Okay. Make a commitment to continuing forwards, to move forwards. But this is really about, if you're being driven, let's use an example. If you're being driven, let's say you are, you basically you don't have enough money, so you're being driven to work and work and work and work on a project because you're desperate to get to the end of it because you need to sell it and make some money. I mean, this is just a random example, but this is the energy. Or something's been blocked and you're trying to sort of make a comeback or trying to pick up the pieces from something. Actually, the key here is not to rush to the end goal. Now, because we have the Six of Cups, there is a suggestion in this card that this is a very giving energy, that actually what you need is going to be given to you. I don't think you have to fear getting to the end goal. It's more important to do this well and with love and trust as well, because if you're navigating something as well where you feel that there is some external opposition, the key here is trust with the Fool card, trusting that if you're still and present enough, you'll be guided. We have the Hermit. And I think Spirit Source genuinely, especially with our first card, is guiding you. I think this is really, really showing up. There's a situation here around some of you. You're being guided. If there is a delay in something, trust that it is providential. Maybe you're needing to be seen, something that you need to see something, or maybe someone or something is being removed. You know, if there is an obstacle, maybe that obstacle is being removed for you. But that's happening in the background, and you've got to trust that you're going to get to the end goal and you will be provided for. Now, the King of Pentacles would suggest that you are being provided for. You know, you're going to get to the end goal. It's going to be very, very fulfilling, very abundant, fulfilling with the Nine of Pentacles, successful with the King. I think there is, so everything, let me just pull in the recap for you. Just really reaching out to this rune and your charm. Now, this rune is a blank rune. It's a space of possibility. It's like a pregnancy almost, it's like a 9-month pregnancy where something is in gestation. So I think there is something in your world that you are building, creating, investing in. Now, I think you are in a hurry to get to the finish. And actually, it's almost as though the more you're in a hurry, the more you could actually inhibit the growth, okay? The more you're in a hurry, the more negativity might come in, the more negative energy might leach in. You're being protected from negative energy. You have the hand, the Hasma, Hamza, not Hasma, Hamza. You have the Hamza hand. This is a talisman of protection. You are being protected, okay? You are being guided. We have the Hermit. You will get to the end goal. What's happening at the moment is that there are diversions and interruptions and hold-ups along the way, and you're being asked to review and reflect. They're not here to stop you from proceeding. They're here to assist you in proceeding better. Okay, this is a really clear message. They are being gifted to you. They're not here as a hindrance. They're being gifted to you because negativity is being removed. So I was going to say, so don't be defiant. Don't sort of go, oh, that didn't work. Oh, I'm going to give it another go. Really, truly take your time. Recognise that you are being absolutely protected. What you are building and creating will come to a magnificent, fruition. And it is going to be moving fast. There will be a fast forward. I feel like we've got the Knight of Wands, fast energy, and then the Eight of Swords, which can feel like a block. We have the World pushing for that completion. I'm also hearing there is something going on around you that needs to be completed before you can then proceed with speed. Now, for some of you, you'll know what this is about. There are external circumstances going on around you, whether you are fully aware of what they are or not. There are definitely circumstances around you that are currently possibly delaying or inhibiting your progress. And you might be feeling that and thinking, gosh, there's all this negativity. How do I overcome this negativity? I think that's being taken care of. Your task is to be responsive to the signs and signals that you are being given and to the people that are coming in to help you, because there will be some people along the way, and recognize any delays are providential. Keep working, but be steady. Keep investing, but be steady. Keep continuing, keep processing, but also be really, really mindful. Recognize any delays they're not here to stop you, they're here to assist you. If there's a delay, it's because actually it's not the right time to launch something yet, because something else needs to be attended to first. Every step of the way you're being guided, and the very, very, very essence of your reading around negative energy and protection is for you to enhance your connection and your relationship of trust in spirit, and trust that anything and everything that happens is providential, just like that retrograde energy. You know, you set forth, you've got an appointment, you know that's a really important one as far as you think for your project. You set forth and there's delay after delay after delay. You may even find that it gets cancelled. You finally get there and it's been cancelled. It was providential. It's not trying to block your project. There'll be a better way, or it will happen on another day. That something is being done behind the scenes to actually bring you protection. I think many of you are working on something that is really significant and is going to be it's like a grand design. And it also may be for some of you that you need to go into your cave and sit with this a bit longer rather than pushing to bring it forth. Sit with it, let it unfold, be conscious, be aware of it, and be aware of what you are shown every step of the way. It will come to fruition far more quickly through you operating in a cultivating, gentle, very present, listening to the signs kind of way, as opposed to being goal-driven and trying to make it happen. And every time something doesn't work and doesn't happen, you push and you push sort of almost defiantly. Try not to kick back. Try to hear every delay as the universe supporting you, even though it may be driving you insane and making you really feel frustrated. Just trust it. Because actually this will come to fruition, and ultimately this will move forwards when the timing is right. I think you're being divinely protected, and there is divine timing in terms of your venture, project, idea literally coming to its fullest fruition. So take your time, not only smell the roses and evaluate and love what you are doing, review and honour what you're doing and what you've done, but also recognise you are absolutely being protected. And your greatest protection is to tune in with these communications and recognise everything as a communication, as opposed to seeing something as a delay, a hiccup, or something that is bringing adversity and difficulty into your world. Just trust. Pile 3, this is your reading. Beautiful souls, it's an honour to read for you. Thank you so much for being here. Do let us know how things are going in the comments. Thank you for commenting, all of you, and for sharing your stories. Thank you to those of you who give back through the super thanks in the comments. Thank you all of you who've been donating to the channel. I'm really humbled. And thank you to those of you who donate through the membership area of the channel and through Patreon. That's where I put all my extended readings. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Tons and tons of love. And thank you also all of you who subscribe. All of these things really do support the channel. Thank you everyone for just being here. Tons of love.